What's 9?
Marriage advice.
Okay.
Can you give us some marriage advice?
Yeah.
2 things. Oh, my phone is buzzing, which is probably... Yes, you asked me about marriage advice. Answer the phone when she calls. Hello?
Well, the best advice for marriage that I can give is before even getting married, which is the first thing you need to think about before even selecting your wife is, or your husband, is to choose someone who is compatible with you.
Best marriage advice I can give everyone out there is take the time and understanding to know the other person before you jump into it, and be happy about it. It's a huge step in your life, and don't get stressed out and boggled by the surrounding. Get to know the person first, and then everything else that comes with it. If the two of you are solid and the foundation is solid, then everything else will fall in place.
Yeah, I think before you can have a good relationship with someone else, you have to have a good relationship with yourself. I think a lot of what we're told about love from like Hollywood movies is that love happens when 2 people who are broken in just the right way meet each other and their injuries fit together. And I don't think that is correct.
I mean, short, sweet, I mean, just give and take. That's it. You gotta be flexible. Bend but don't break. Bend but don't break.
So my advice would be, very often we try to win the argument and we lose the person. So my advice in the marriage will be, win the person even if you lose the argument.
So the marriage advice that I find very helpful is for the spouses not to try to change each other. It's for a simple reason, doesn't work. The only person that you can really change is yourself. Understand your spouse and change yourself to best fit with your spouse.
We have a tendency, and I've heard my teacher say this as well, to create a mental construct of who we think our husband or wife is, and that's the person that we love. When that person doesn't conform to our mental construct, we get frustrated and upset, and we encounter some very common challenges.
Always think of new ways and how you can make the other person happy, but don't ever expect anything in return. When somebody raises or has any expectation of anything and it doesn't meet that expectation, there's obviously that sorrow that follows. So if you eliminate the expectation and the joy was simply knowing that the other person is happy, you fulfilled everything and then some, without having to deal with that sorrow of, oh, they didn't return it.
My wife says that one thing that she feels like is really good about our marriage is that I try to bring humor to it, and so that I would definitely say that. Men, study up on your jokes if you're not that funny, and know when to use them. Obviously, it can backfire. I don't have a 100% hit rate, but as long as you're like 70%, 30% are bombs, and I get in the doghouse. But man, when I land a good one, it just makes everything better. So you don't have to be perfect. Some of your jokes are going to be offensive, some are going to be ill-timed, but it's still well worth it in balance if you can do that.
Appreciation. I think that a husband and wife should appreciate each other, and it just shows how much love they have for each other. I mean, you can go through the whole day without saying thank you, and you just one thank you can just change your whole day.
Like, I know, like when the phone rang, I know it was kind of made a little joke out of it when the phone rings, you gotta answer. But like, it's also kind of finding that balance between sitting down and opening communication, right? And also being able to just walk away. Sometimes just walking away and cooling off we don't have to resolve this problem right now.
I would say the best thing that you could do is envision grabbing the hand of your wife or your husband and striving to walk hand in hand to the pleasure of Allah in the paradise. If that's your path, day and night, inshallah, your husband and wife will be on that same path, and that's when the world can be seen for what it really is.
Newly married or people seeking marriage is to remember the eternal fact that you're not marrying an angel. You're marrying a human being. And to sin is human, and to forgive is divine. We need to understand our weaknesses as human beings, both male and female. We have our own weaknesses. And the beauty is the ability to forgive.